video. Oh, I still have horrible connection. You know, it's the best here in the U.S. Anyway, I planned on doing, what was it, Robocraft video. I had planned on doing more Diablo 3. I made a lot of plans, and life just kind of sideswiped me and blinded. Alright, so, number one, an awesome mic. I can't really do anything with it because the other equipment, which is what I used in the video last night or yesterday, turn that back on, is this. This doohickey right here. Anyone who knows what this is knows exactly what it is. It is an Xbox Kinect, and of course, we're looking at an Xbox One S there. So, having to get this thing, you guys can see it, that was a pain. Hey, what's up, Gedzik? How are you, Alexa? I had to get the extension cable, and I needed to get some adapters just so I can get the Xbox Kinect to work, so you guys can sit here and watch and actually see my face when we get ready for the Bloodfest October event. That's another thing too. Another reason I've been so busy and have been able to post too much of late for the last probably 3 weeks now, I want to say, is I've been really busy with not just what's going on in life, but I've been trying to get all the equipment, trying to get the things that I need to get the Bloodfest October event underway, and unfortunately there's some things that just keep happening. I got a hold on, I gotta open this for just a second. Okay, so this is my green screen. I got a green screen, but I can't actually use it because the only thing I have for a computer is this thing. This Chrome notebook type thing. It can't handle anything, so I can't use it to give the background image, to be able to use the green screen, though I really wanted to use the green screen and show you guys all these really cool, awesome effects. There's another thing I can do with the Xbox itself where you can kind of do that, where PlayStation has like a Chrome key. You can't do that with the Xbox. Microsoft doesn't have that capability, so I can't exactly go ahead and do any of that stuff with the green screen. So I kind of have to wait and see if I can get my hands on a much better a desktop computer. The green screen, I want to say it only cost me like maybe 20 bucks. I don't remember right offhand. I'd have to look it up. So, matter of fact, I think I will quickly look that up to answer your question for you. I just need to turn on my laptop. So I was able to get the green screen. I don't have a stand for it yet, so I can't just put it up, you know, and it's just sitting there. I don't have any way to set it up. Let's see. So I got the microphone. I got the Kinect. I got the adapter I needed to make the Kinect work to the Xbox One S. I got the green screen. I mean, there's 4 things there that I got for the Bloodfest October event, and unfortunately, I can't really do anything with that green screen until I can get myself a better desktop computer. So until that happens, I'm kind of in a position where I can't really give you guys even better quality videos just yet. I'm able to give you guys slightly better, but it's only because of the Kinect that's even slightly better. Like I said, once I get my hands on that desktop computer, I'm set. And I'll be able to really give you guys awesome stuff. You guys will be able to request even more games as well, because right now, as it stands, I've only got the Xbox to really work with, and any potential mobile games, because I've got an app on my phone where I can record the games and stuff like that for you guys, so you guys can see that. So I need to look this up here. As a matter of fact, this is the exact one. Okay, so actually, this actually cost me like roughly $43. It's actually more than what I thought it was. So it cost me about 43 bucks. And mind you, I got it on Amazon, and I got a name brand thing that was pre-approved by Amazon. So Amazon, it says like Amazon Prime, or it just says Prime with a little check mark. That just guarantees that this person is always delivering every single thing that they say they're going to deliver. But you still got to make sure you read stuff and make sure you look really hard into it. Because there was a story I think about a year or two ago, where a kid paid, like, what was it? I think he bought a brand new Xbox, or at least thought he was buying a brand new Xbox, and paid the cost of an Xbox, and didn't read the actual thing. He didn't actually read what it was. He thought it was the actual Xbox. And the guy that was selling it said, Xbox picture for, and thus the cost of the Xbox. So he literally was able to sell this picture of the Xbox to this kid, and was able to probably go off and buy his own Xbox for literally just selling a picture of the Xbox, which was horrible. But anyways, like I said, Alexa, the green screen was about $42.99. So, yeah, that is horrible. But you know what? That's the kind of world we live in. It's a broken planet, and people need to find a savior. And I'll just leave it at that, because last thing I need is some person slam this channel before it even gets started. So, I don't know. Did you all get a chance to see the new logo? I shouldn't have shut my laptop off now. We have an official channel logo now for all of you dragons, and it was quite a hefty price to get it made and get it done. I made sure that when he was almost finished with it, that it looked serious, but it wasn't serious enough to where it was like, oh, we're all business. No, it's got a partial cartoony look because of the coloring, and I told the guy that I was completely okay with that, and how it looked, and I was very happy with it. So this logo that you guys are that everyone here is going to see is going to be also on merchandise. It's going to be on, like I've said before, it's going to be on shirts. It'll be on cups, whatever you guys want it on. You know, hats, caps, hoodies, whatever. So that kind of thing is going to be here. Everyone who really likes this channel and wants to support it, and you know, and spread it around and tell people what the channel is and that it exists, you guys can go ahead and wear the actual logo for the channel. So, why am I opening this? It's not in there. I need to go into my documents and find it through that. Okay, so it's going to be in here. Okay, here we are. Give me a sec to load this thing up. It takes a minute for it to load sometimes, because when my laptop opens things, it kind of pixelates things a little bit. Okay, so here's the logo. Right there. How well can you see it? Okay. Here's the whole thing. Now, down there, you can see it says Commanding Arena. It's not exactly big. I don't like that that's not exactly big, but at the same time, I'm happy that it's there. So this is the logo now. This is what you guys are going to be seeing. So if you go to a video that isn't live, you'll see in the bottom right-hand corner of the videos, you'll see that logo displayed down there. Now, I had to get that thing shrunk down twice just to make it fit down there. And I'm not quite done with it. I need to figure out how to delete the white in the background, so it's specifically just the dragons and the logos displayed. So you don't have that stupid, ugly white frame. But I'll figure that out eventually. I'm not really all too worried about it right now. I'm more worried about giving you guys much better content versus just trying to perfect a small little logo. I'm not worried about it, so. Okay, so, are there any particular game requests? Any games you guys would like to see me play? Mind you, like I said, I only have the Xbox One S to play off of and my phone to play off of. So there's not too much I can do there when it comes to specific platforms. Because I could try to play some things on my little laptop, but the thing, it can't really handle anything. So I just don't really try. What's I? Yeah, I can, yeah, like I said, I can play phone games, so, like I said, anything you guys request, I'll pretty much play. I'm open for new games. A lot of the games I play currently, I play a lot of RPGs. I love role-playing games, the ability to just control your character and, gain levels. I've always liked the idea of progress, so, but I don't want to do anything that's going to take up too much video time or too many videos at once, because right now I'm very dedicated to the Bloodfest October event. I actually had to get rid of, I had 10 games set up. I had 11 games set up. I had to drop 5 of them. I had dropped 5 games. They were all on my phone. The only reason I had to drop them was because I realized how many videos the other games may take, and thought about that and realized, okay, well, because of what these are, and what types of games these are, that's completely fine. I'm not really worried about the chat being all that delayed. This thing here has been having issues of late. So, I'm just grateful you're here. Welcome, by the way. I'm very glad you're here, man. Or woman. I never know. I don't ask genders. I don't really care what gender anybody is. That's your own personal business. You want to share, you share. You don't, that's fine too. Anyways, what was I trying to share now? Oh yeah, dropped the 5 games. Because the games on the console are actually take more time than what I thought they may take. I kind of took a look into them to kind of get an idea as to what they'd be like, and I want to play them in order from the scariest to or from the least scariest to the scariest. But in order for me to do that, I'd have to play them. So I'm not quite sure how that's going to work. In one of the games, I may have to mark it as mature, so that you'd have to be 18 or older to watch, because one of them, the games, says there's partial nudity in it, though I didn't see anything like that when I took a look into the game, but I'd only looked at like the menu and kind of the opening of the game, so probably won't be till like much later into the game anyway, and by that point I don't think it would really matter. But I do plan to do that. Let's see, I'm looking at probably... So I'm thinking of how many games there are. I think, well, if I had 11... So that means I have 6 games that I can play. I'm actually trying to get one more. I need to get one more particular game, because if I don't get that game, then I'm actually going to wind up losing another one for the Bloodfest October event, just for the fact being that I don't want to sit here and... I mean, there's a reason for it, because there are sequels to some games, and I don't want to be skipping around the series of the games and play them in and out of order, so I'm not going to do that. So if I can't get my hands on like the second one of the 3, then I'm just going to say forget it, and I'm just going to drop the last one and only play the first one. So... So, Alexa, are there any particular games that you would like to see me play? I'm more than patient, so you can go ahead and think of a list. I've got not much left really to say, other than I'm still planning for the Bloodfest October event, and I do plan to post some more videos. I've just been very busy. As a matter of fact, my other job just called me into work really early, so... Why do you keep reading my long name? Love it! Love it. Welcome. Welcome to Commanding Arena, man. Or woman. Not to be, non-politically correct. Don't really have any games to request. I mean, even if you don't, that's completely fine. I'm not really all too worried about it. I'm just grateful you're here. Don't forget to drop a like, too, in this video. Let me know if you guys really appreciate these moments where we just sit down and we talk to one another. And we, It's the one-on-one time, and it's really nice. Don't I have any ideas? Yeah. See, I don't really have too many other ideas. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have a lot of ideas, but a lot of those ideas might not work, so. Oh, okay. Okay. So you have 2 of them, huh? Gotcha, okay. That works. Wait, why you, well, that's fine, I don't really care. That's your business, not mine. Let me see. I thought about doing something else with this channel too. Though I'm not quite sure how well it's gonna work. Because there's already a couple of big YouTube channels out there that do this, and I just kind of want to do it as its own separate thing, just because I enjoy the game. And I know there's a lot of people out there who don't really either know the game or know what it's about or even like it for that matter. But I want to play this on this channel, and not standard or modern as they call it or legacy. I want to play Commander or Elder Dragon Highlander or EDH for short. I want to kind of do my own small side series of that here on this channel. Yeah, you don't know what this is, do you? Magic the Gathering? It's a playing card game. I mean, obviously. So, I enjoy the card game a lot. I play it on what downtime I do have. I'm almost always messing with my decks. Always playing around with my cards, checking them out, looking through to see what I can do to improve them, and I gotta think about the stats. What is the percentage chance I'll have at drawing this? What's my percentage chance at being able to take care of something in a moment's notice? I mean, there's a lot to the game, but it's a lot of fun. Never saw it, huh? Huh. Okay. Well, I'm actually quite surprised. Magic the Gathering has been around for, as a matter of fact, it's actually been around for as long as I have been around. It was made in the same year I was born, in 93. Or no, actually, I think it was made a little sooner than when I was born. I think it was made 92, if I'm correct. Hold on, let me take a quick gander. I think there's a copyright date on there. Oh, that's 2016. Okay, well, it's been around for 25 years, which is exactly how old I am right now. It is 25 years old. I'm actually a little older than 25 years, because as soon as your birthday's passed, you're technically older than 25 years. Japanese. Gotcha, you're saying what? Yeah, the game's been around for about 25 years. There are many types of sets. We've got, one of the more recent ones is Exelon. We have Magic Gathering core sets. We have another set, Amonkhet. So as a matter of fact, I'll actually display sets in order from which they were recently released that I was able to be involved in. So we have Magic the Gathering Origins. We had, I'm trying to remember all of them. We have, what's the other one I'm thinking of? Battle for Zendikar, Oath of the Gatewatch, Shadows over Innistrad. We have Eldritch Moon. Then after that we move into there's 2 other sets. There's one of them called Aether Revolt, but I can't remember what the other one is. And then we move into Amonkhet. Then we move into Hour of Devastation. And then we move into Exelon. And then there's a couple other sets after that that I couldn't get involved with. But there are tons of cards. There are literally probably millions of cards for this game. As a matter of fact, I guess I could teach a little bit about the card game itself and how to kind of play it. If I grab my deck boxes here. I forgot. So I pick them up off the floor because I was just literally just going through them not that long ago. I guess I could teach kind of how to play the game. Hold on here. Sorry, I got my hand blocking the camera. Bad habit of grabbing it with my left hand. Alright, so I guess I could kind of teach if you want to learn. So you're just getting rough ideas how the game is played. Yeah, this one. Yes, Wizards of the Coast creates, or Ultra Pro, is the name of this, creates deck boxes like this, where it's a hard case, and it holds a deck of cards, which they also create sleeves. They create dice, I believe, if I'm correct, and then they have the bottom part here, comes off, it holds dice. So, very creative. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of teach you the game itself, I guess, the basics, without playing the commander. Okay, so the basics of the game is each player has 20 life points. The person to lose all their life points loses the game. That's how that works. But there are some cards, obviously, without going into details, can prevent that from happening, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so, guess what I'm going to do is teach you some of the basics. So let's grab that. Let's grab that, and we'll grab that, and then I'll grab this. And I'll grab that, and I guess I'll grab this, and I'll grab this, and that. Okay, so, now that I've grabbed all the basic kind of cards so you can just start learning the game. Alright, in Magic the Gathering, a player, if you're playing it in, I call it standard, Wizards of the Coast calls it modern. You start with a deck of 60 cards. You're allowed up to 4 copies of the same card in your deck. Except for this, lands. These are crucial in the game. You can have any number of these in your deck. Any number. Without the worry of there being any kind of limit. Except for cards that are considered a special land. Which are... Okay, so down here, you see it says Basic Land. Basic land is unaffected by the maximum of 4 copies card rule because it's a basic land. Anything that's considered a special land here does not say basic land, it just simply says land. And you can see up here, it has a name, just like this does. This says plains though. This has a longer name. A lot of the basic lands literally just say plain, forest, swamp, mountain, or island. Or in the newer one, which they released not that long ago, it's called a waste, which produces no color at all. Okay, so the basic of the game is you start with 7 cards in your hand at all times. You have a chance to mulligan out, which is simply, okay, you don't like your hand, send it back, draw, well, you draw 6 cards instead of 7, because each time you mulligan, you lose an additional card each time you do it. You play lands on your turn. You get to play up to 1 land per turn, and you can cast spells. Spells are creatures. They are sorceries, they are artifacts, they are enchantments, they're instants. I mean, there's a lot to this game, but it's much easier than, well, I guess have you ever heard of Yu-Gi-Oh or played Yu-Gi-Oh or even played the Pokemon card games or heard of that? This is similar to both of them in its own way. Better yet, Duel Masters. Duel Masters is like a smaller, easier version of Magic the Gathering, if you've ever heard of that, which is now called the Kaijudo Masters now. Okay, so what you do, every turn you have 7 cards. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this, and just kind of give myself a hand of 7 cards. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you always start with 7 cards. The player who goes first, if it's 1v1, they never get to draw their first turn. Okay, I don't have a great hand here, actually. But, so what happens is, my hand, I have 3 lands, actually. Actually, that's better than what I thought it was. I have 3 lands in my hand. Now, some cards, like this one says, it enters the battlefield tapped. What tapped is, so you have it like this. Tapped is just simply it enters like this. Also, at the beginning of your turn, you are untapping your stuff so that you can use them. This is before you draw, which is called the upkeep, I suppose. So it's untap, upkeep, draw. And what you do is down here, you see this little symbol. It looks like a sideways arrow. That simply means tap it. And then you produce one of any of these colors, blue, red, or white. That is white, right? Yep, white. and that is what's called mana. That is used to play creatures, which is this number up here in the corner. This is one of the bigger guys. That says 10. That means it takes 10 mana to play. Now, it doesn't have any color, so that means you can use any color you want to play this card. As long as it equals up to 10 mana, you can play it. Or we get cards like this, where you have color up on there. There's two skulls and a number 2 there. The 2 skulls mean you have to tap at least 2 black mana, and then the 2 represents 2 of any other color. So you guys spend a total of 4 mana, where half of it has to be the black mana in order to cast it. Obviously, anything that's used, a sorcery, a instant, those kinds of cards go straight to the graveyard after they've been used, just like any other card game. But there's some cards that stay on the board until they are removed, like this. Creatures are called a permanent. So a permanent is anything that stays on the board after you cast it. Creatures, enchantments, lands are considered a permanent. You don't actually cast a land, you play a land. Let's see if I can find something else here. Let's just do this. Okay, artifacts, they stay on the board at all times. So cards like that are considered a permanent. There's a thing called a Planeswalker as well, which stays on. Yeah, there's a lot to this game. There are different creature types as well. This one, it says it's a legendary artifact creature, dragon. So, what you're looking at, I'm actually showing you my Eldrazi EDH, or Elder Dragon Highlander deck. So, okay, so, for instance, this is an instant. An instant can be played during your opponent's turn. That's the difference here. These cards, artifact, enchantment, creature, lands, sorceries, which I showed you before, those cards can only be played on your turn unless a card says you can. But instances, an instant card can be played anytime during anybody's turn. That's the beauty of it. And this costs 1 red mana. Believe it or not, this card's actually worth a small amount of money. And I was lucky to get this thing for free. But, so what you would do is during someone's turn, you would, for instance, this taps for red or green mana. So I tap this, I give myself one of those 2 colors, red. I want the red. So I tap it for red mana. That means I have a red mana floating. So I spend it to cast this. So the mana that you use to play a spell is no longer there. So once you tap that land, you cast this, you ping something for 3 points of damage, this goes to the graveyard, and the land stays on the board tapped. You can no longer use it for the mana unless a card lets you untap it to do it again. So there are 5 colors to the game. You've got, better yet, I'll just show you the commander. It's got all the colors right on it. You have white, blue, black, red, and green. Those are the 5 colors of this game. But this card itself is considered a colorless because it has no color for its scheme up here. Like its identity colors. It's a colorless card. So you can consider that its own a color if you want to, but Wizards of the Coast doesn't classify it as a color. And because there are some cards that actually now require specifically colorless mana, you get cards like this. Kozilek. See these diamonds up here? That represents 2 wastes, and then 8 colorless. Which technically waste is colorless mana, but it's a specific type of land now that they created just for that particular set. So, I'll show you what that looks like. So I'm going to grab one of each of the colors of land in this deck and show you the color or the symbol for each of them, including the waste if I can find one. Perfect. Okay. So here are all the land types. Forest, tell what it produces by its symbol. It's green. Swamps, they produce black. An island, they produce blue or water. A mountain produces red or fire mana. Plains produces white or what I like to call light mana. And then wastes, diamond, produces colorless mana. So the gist of the game is players take turns, they cast their spells, they destroy each other's creatures. When you attack a player, your creatures don't have to attack monsters. They automatically, when you attack with a creature, you do the same thing with a creature that you would do with your lands that you tap. So you tap it to attack. A creature that's played on its first turn cannot attack the first turn it was played unless it has a thing called haste. But once a creature's tapped, you also cannot block. So if someone has creatures that are untapped, and you tap your stuff to swing at them, they have an opportunity to say, okay, well, I have a creature that's got, say, 4 power, 4 toughness. Which, let's take the second number, representing the monster's health points. And the 4 represents its power. So let's say he has a flying, that's important. A creature that cannot fly cannot block a creature that flies, unless it has an ability called reach. So let's say his flying creature is a 4/4. I swing, he blocks. They both do damage equal to the power to one another. So the first number, 4 damage. Because the toughness or health is 4, this dies and goes to the graveyard. And so would the opponent's creature. But let's say he has a 3/5. That means his power is 3, his toughness is 5. My power is 4, but the toughness is 4. So his creature would deal 3 damage to this, leaving it as a 4/1 for the turn. And this would do 4 damage, leaving his creature as a 3/1. Neither creature dies, but the damage stays on it. So it has low health until the turn ends. Once the turn ends, it's healed. All the creatures receive all their stats back. So, that's pretty much how the game goes. When you attack someone, it always attacks the player's life points directly. It never attacks a player, or it never attacks a creature. That's not possible in this game like it is in Yu-Gi-Oh! So, anyways, that's the gist of the game. That's kind of how it's played. In Commander, it's different. You have a 100-card deck, well, 99 here, including its Commander, which is never actually in the deck. And you're not allowed to have any duplicates of anything except for basic lands. You're only allowed one copy of every single card in the deck. That makes it easier to make a 100-card deck, for one, and for two, at the same time, it makes it so people can't pretty much use overly broken cards and just spam them out because they're allowed to have 4 copies. No, we'll make it so there's only 1. And in this, there's only like a few banned cards. Most of the cards usually aren't banned. Anyways, it's nice to see you guys. I gotta get going because I'm actually going to be, if I don't go now, I could wind up being late for work, and my boss won't be happy. So, I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you, Alexa, for watching and sticking around. Again, be sure to leave a like, tell other people about the channel, let people know, hey, we're out here, the Dragon Legion exists, the Command Arena is here, and we play games, and we love being able to play games. Yeah, so if you want to learn more about the game, go ahead and look it up. I'm looking on trying to get a group together so we start doing some kind of our own version of Magic the Gathering Commander and playing for fun as kind of like a side thing. So, anyways, again, like I said, be sure to drop a like, share the video, and tell your friends and your family about us. Anyways, I'll see you all guys next time in the arena. Dragon Master is signing off.